When I was growing up, girls just didn't run in public.
No one on my all-boys team would pass to me.
Dad told me I couldn't be a boxer. He said I was too small.
There was a guy who tried to spit on me and then push me out of his way.
There comes a point where you have to be sure of yourself. People aren't used to women being so passionate. It scares them.
One day, I just said it doesn't matter what other people think.
I'm a fashion model who can dunk.
I'm a girl. That doesn't mean I have to wear a skirt.
Doesn't mean I can't get all fired up. They used to say, that girl is crazy.
But then I just kept winning.
I didn't set out to dominate. I just did.
Somebody's got to be the best. So why not me?
I'm 55 years old and I run close to 70 miles a week.
I never felt like quitting.
There's something telling me to do it every single day. Just want to play ball.
Years ago, women and girls fought to have equal rights as men. Women were seen as housewives, in which society has viewed them as, including the United States. Women fought to be treated as a threat and looked at as a competition. They wanted to be seen capable of being equal as men in all aspects, including sports. In the article Tomboys, Dykes, and Girly Girls, Adolescent states, with the exception of the military, sport is the most masculine and male-intensive institution in the United States. From its inception, it has been a closely cultivated arena for males to demonstrate their privilege and power. Playing sport was assumed to be a male thing. Something there is why women were rejected and not seen capable of playing such fine activity. After constant struggle and efforts, women were finally able to compete in sports just like men. The passage of Title IX in 1972 allowed more and more women to be involved in sports. The act decreed that any educational institution receiving federal funds must offer equal opportunity to male and female students. Moore states that the girls' participation in sports has increased more than 800%, and that athletic high school girls are the recipients of a form of power, prestige, and state once regulated solely to cheerleaders and laureates. The passage of Title IX allowed girls to feel freely at ease to participate in any sports, creating the diversity that presently sports has demonstrated. Not only are athletes from different race, ethnicity, class, but now of also different genders. The success of women in sports has been brought by the passage of Title IX. Men and the general public still have and has had their own view on women in men's sports. They had their own ideas that made and still make women athletes fight against such hegemony. One of the major controversies placed upon women athletes is the idea that a woman's body is supposed to be fragile. Playing sports would do the opposite, making it muscular, just like men. In society, we have learned that in terms of the cultural meaning of the female body and how it is regulated and controlled, it takes on a particular meaning when discussing women's participation in sports, because athletes and endeavors require women to engage their bodies in practices that are typically associated with masculinity. Women in men's sports were required to exert themselves, become physically stronger, hence their body growth becomes more muscular to how the feminine body used to be. They tend to grow up thinking that a female's ideal body is supposed to be soft, not muscular, passive, incapable, and vulnerable. They grew up learning to live up with these standards, and for some, they still believe in this ideology. Although times has changed, and women, whether they have slender or muscular body, is not important. It is what they are, and that surpasses all these standards, which they are athletes. The author also illustrates that presently 28 million high school girls participate in sports, having major benefits such as a decrease in alcohol and drug abuse, decrease in teenage pregnancy, better grades, and increased self-confidence. These are major benefits that reside from females playing sports, something that most females and males foresee, unlike judging the female's body. Feminine muscular body raises questions and criticism, one of them being about the female sexual orientation. If you're a female athlete and you're in an all-female team, a lot of people will automatically classify you as a lesbian. There's a lesbian on the team, or if there is one, then the whole team must be a lesbian, said Carrie, a basketball player, who was one of the few girls that talked about how people will question their sexual orientation. The whole concept of a girl playing in men's sport are based on how girls present themselves in sports, just like boys. Some female athletes wear no makeup, some don't wear jewelry, and others wear usually sweatpants and baggy shirts. Adam says a tomboy is someone who just wears t-shirts and jeans and don't really care. But a gay person, that's totally different. These girls are still fighting opposition in which questions their sexuality, the way they address questions of sexual orientation, being accused for wearing clothes differently from other female girls. These women have created their own path and question the ideologies followed by other ungender roles in sports. Female athletes have, throughout the years, been underrepresented and misrepresented in overall coverage, despite increase in their opportunities and participation. Overall, these female athletes do not care about their appearance, but about attaining skills and playing their favorite sport. Years ago, and even today, we still have seen critical and feminist scholars emphasize how gender is embedded and enacted through sport and how sport as an institution that has been developed by and for men. In other words, sports were made for men and not for women. This ideology may be seen as wrong for some, while it may be seen as right for others. Women have strived to play and perform their strongest to demonstrate that they are not as weak as people think they are, and that they can be viewed as a hard opponent. In my opinion, you can see how these women athletes have succeeded in providing that women athletes are definitely strong enough to be a harsh opponent in terms of competition. For the first time in Olympic history, the London Olympics 2012 have female Olympians from all participating countries. A huge success that had brought through sheer work. Just like the Nike commercial, and it is not about work, it's about skills. Females have succeeded in so many ways, although criticism has still been seen. Playing sports was not just for fun, but a passion tradition passed through generations. For some girls, it is a dream to play their family sport. Or other women were introduced to sport to their parents enrolling them in classes or leagues on trial basis, and they reported that they developed a love for the sport on their own. Personally, I have experienced the life of an athlete. I have joined cross country my freshman year, and my sport was soccer. Soccer was a sport that was introduced to me since I can remember. It was a family thing, and watching my dad and brothers play soccer has influenced me tremendously. Being an athlete came naturally, and I can blame it all on how I was raised, how my parents both being athletes, and how having older brothers athletes had influenced me to play soccer as well. Basically, soccer was and is part of my life, part of my family, but most importantly, who I am. At the end, it did not matter if I belonged to a lower, middle, or upper economic class to play sport. It did not matter if I was straight, lesbian, or gay to play sport. Being a girl did not matter in terms of trying out for the varsity team. What mattered was all about my skills. As I came to conclude my presentation, I related myself to so many topics that was put on question throughout my presentation, and I concluded the following. Feminism is not a dirty word. It does not mean you hate men. It does not mean you hate girls that have a nice leg and a tan. It does not mean you are a bitch or a dyke. It means you believe in equality.
I am Cappy Pondexter.
Diana Taurasi.
Sherry Nelson.
I'm Peekaboo Street.
And I got something to say.
Female athletes have to overcome the bias that their game isn't as good as the men's game.
Are boys bigger, stronger, faster? Yes. Is that all that has to do with being an athlete? No.
The halfpipe doesn't care that I'm a girl.
I want to pitch for the Boston Red Sox.
And when I look in the mirror, I see an athlete. I am a runner. A snowboarder.
Ball player.
Triathlete. Softball player.
I am an athlete.
And I'm proud of that athlete.
It's not a girl thing. It's not a boy thing. It's a skill.